Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. First for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taken with the 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11" pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in at the power forwards position. And then for the Los Angeles Lakers, Nash and Bryant in the backcourt. And holding down the paint out of the University of Arizona, 6'10", rebounder, good shot blocker, and Jordan Hill. Then there's Nick Young, and it's Sacre in at the power forward. And that one's good, Duncan. Duncan's got the opening bucket of the night here for the Spurs.
The Spurs would end up as the second seed in the West and were right in the hunt for being the top seed for the majority of last season. But one reason they fell short was that they just weren't as good as they needed to be during in-conference games.
Now here's Leonard after the miss from Young, and Leonard backs down. There's the dish to Green. Just 5 to shoot. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Going back to the Spurs, they did well against the West, but Steve didn't come close to matching the win totals of every other top team in the West.
Yeah, they would end the season with a 33-19 conference record, which, is pretty good, but still only 5th best in the West. It shows you how strong the Western Conference was a year ago, particularly at the top.
Now here's Parker. Into Tim Duncan. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. For 3, Kobe. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. 6 points for Kobe Bryant.
He'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play. It was last year, not too many people had the guts to say whether or not the Lakers would or would not make the playoffs after their slow start. But one person who guaranteed a postseason appearance by them was team leader Kobe Bryant, and he was right on top of it. He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
That whistle got a big response from this crowd, and it is not a favorable one, let's say.
I'll tell you what, the fans can't believe that they made that call.
And for Kobe, you have to give him a lot of credit for helping bring the Lakers back last season and securing that 7th seed. The coaching changes, the injuries. I mean, he almost willed them to get in, and then they finished 7th.
Yeah, and then they got swept in the first round by the Spurs. So tough finish to the year, especially with the injury to the Achilles tendon. So it's been a long rehab process. One thing you do know, if there's ever a player who's going to work his hardest to come back better than ever, it's Kobe Bryant.
Leonard with the steal. Here's Parker. Rejected by Kobe. Green against Nash. From the arc. Can't hit. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. And Doris Burke caught up with Coach Greg Popovich. Doris?
Obviously he has a lot on his plate when it comes to defending against Kobe Bryant. I asked him what he might do, and he said not much. He's one of the league's all-time best scorers. And no matter what you seem to do, he finds ways to get on the scoreboard. Kobe might be seeing a lot of double teams here tonight, guys.
It was great to hear from you, Doris.
Coach Popovich was fine last season for sitting out his top players in a nationally televised matchup against the Heat. I certainly understand the league's posture there, and it was a lot said about it. Yet, for a veteran team like the Spurs with championship aspirations, I understand resting key players during the course of the regular season.
Rejected by Sacre.
It seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Gets it to go. And that's 10 points for Kobe Bryant.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
And back to that fine for Popovich, $250,000. Steve, that'll leave it rent.
Yeah, no doubt. But, Popovich enjoys tweaking the league at times. This was clearly an effort to do that. But, look, I think it's good for him to actually kind of let the league know every once in a while that if you're going to give us that kind of schedule with my older team, I'm going to sit them down once in a while.
San Antonio with the ball, following the bucket by the Lakers. Parker kicks to Duncan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
Tough assignment for that defender with the size mismatch we're seeing.
Yeah, I just don't think he's big enough to handle it.
Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Here's Green after the basket by the Lakers. And it goes. As the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
And how did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I like the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor.
Lakers still pursuing another title, but it would be a real shock if that were to come this year. A lot of age and injury on this team. They lose Dwight Howard. This is a club that just doesn't have enough athleticism and speed to contend for a title.
Well, back to the Lakers. Clark, you think they're too old? Is this a team that needs to rebuild?
Not yet, Kevin. The saying is young doesn't win in the NBA. I think for them, health and chemistry are the most important factors. Also, I think this is a franchise that has shown it can make a home run deal, like acquiring Pau Gasol in 2007. Got 2 titles out of that move. I think they'll look to add some youth through their bench and restructure the personnel a bit, and they'll position themselves for another run, perhaps.
San Antonio with the ball after the miss from Pau Gasol. Here is Bonner. Ginobili kicks to Diallo. San Antonio again missing. Lakers have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Here's Blake. It's rebounded by Boris Diaw.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Well, they've got to meet the energy that they're facing right now. So important to battle on the boards.
Now here's Ginobili, and the call goes against Wesley Johnson. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Spurs shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
Well, this was a very consistent free throw shooting team a year ago. They shot about 79%.
And you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
Tony Parker's checked in for Daniel Green. Meeks dishes to Johnson. Offensive rebound. Kaman banked in off the glass.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Outside, Ginobili. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And a high-scoring first quarter. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
And they're doing a fantastic job of finding the open man and getting easy looks.
You know, we've seen them bearing their fair share of mid-range jumpers tonight, too. I mean, that's a good start for them.
Here's Bonner. Soft touch off the glass. Bonner's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for San Antonio. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Gentlemen, there is no doubt that Tim Duncan is one of the all-time great NBA big men, but his celebrity has never matched his talent. His guarded personality may have something to do with that. Duncan said, quote, "I'm not an extrovert. People try to be bigger than the game, to make themselves an individual brand. I'm not that guy. I love playing basketball, and that's what I want to do. I don't need the extra stuff." Guys, knowledge of self, so important.
Sure is, thanks to us. And good on the basket. Book it. And the Spurs lead by 2.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
To me, that's the key to any game. Who can win the battle in the paint? And right now, they've got it going. You know, when he's the screener in the pick and roll, which he often is, it's a play that works to perfection for this club because of just his ability to read defenses.
Steve, you can attribute that to his timing. I mean, he knows exactly when to roll towards the bucket. He just has a nice feel and sense of how to run that play.
Splitters checked in for the Spurs. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Ginobili gets the bucket.
That's his first triple of the game. It was a dry first half for him from long range. And, you know, for the Lakers last season, a lot of turmoil. You think about the coaching change, but it wasn't just that. It was a whole system change as well. And the front office felt the Princeton offense they started using wasn't working out. So they were in a state of flux all season long.
Parker passes to Ginobili. Back to Parker. Leonard. Off target with his three. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. This is all no good. And going back to the Princeton offense that Clark mentioned, Steve, tell us about that offense and why do you think it didn't work out?
Well, they only gave it 5 games, Kevin. I mean, Mike Brown was 1-4 when he got fired, and that's impossible to install an offense and expect it to work that quickly. So, I mean, I think the offense would have been fine if they had given it time and given Mike Brown some time to install it.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
Kobe goes in. Nash takes the 3. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. Kobe's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Always fun to watch Kobe setting other people up. You know, people look at Steve Nash, guys, and I don't know if they automatically think tremendous athlete. But he is. He's a different type of tremendous athlete. He's not going to blind you or amaze you with his running and jumping ability, but it's his agility, his coordination, his balance, the fact that he's ambidextrous, not only with his hands, but with his feet. I mean, he's equally balanced going either way with the ball or on his pivots. And he attributes a lot of that to playing soccer and ice hockey as a youth.
Now here's Kobe following the miss by Steve Nash. Kobe with the bucket.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Ginobili against Kobe. Ginobili attacking. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul call. He'll shoot free throws. They get Steve Nash. And for Nash, his great agility really helps him on the offensive side, certainly. And change of speed and direction, shifting all over the floor. He can keep defenders off balance. Always has been able to do that.
Yeah, but defensively is where he's suffered here the last couple of seasons, just losing a little bit as he's aged. But, you know, a smart player and understands how to survive defensively out on the floor.
Now Ginobili. After the missed 3 from Young. Leonard kicks to Duncan. High post shot. And that one's good. Duncan's got 6 points. Clarky talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition of
Yeah,
that.
no doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, not even through the first half, and it's been one heck of a battle.
Well, these are the kinds of games you love. I mean, 2 good teams going head-to-head, even matchup, and both sides very competitive, on their toes tonight.
And the Spurs making a change here. Green's checked in. Hits the bucket. 14 points for Kobe Bryant.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Parker outside. He dishes it to Duncan. Leonard. Pass to Parker. And it's blocked. Now Young inside. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set.
Spurs trail by 3. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Guys, the Los Angeles Lakers, a team that's used to attracting marquee free agents from other teams, not losing their own in free agency. But this offseason, Dwight Howard decided to move on, turning down a larger guaranteed contract with the LA Lakers. A tough blow for the league's banner franchise, who've taken out a number of huge billboards around town asking Dwight to stay. Sources said he wasn't overjoyed with the system the Lakers employed under head coach Mike D'Antoni, and also perhaps didn't enjoy playing alongside the always hyper-intense Kobe Bryant. Guys, we'll just have to see how big of a setback that becomes for this team's championship aspirations.
Well, we'll see if the Lakers can find a way. Thank you, Doris.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Matt Bonner, he's checked in for San Antonio. Diao comes in for Tim Duncan. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half. Feeds it to Leonard. The three, and that one's good. Leonard's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
Boy, they're knocking down the long-range shots. A lot of those same shots they missed earlier in the first quarter. They still find themselves down here, but they're starting to make some headway into that deficit.
And saved a likely dunk there.
Yeah, very smart foul under the circumstances. You can't allow them to just throw it down on you.
For San Antonio, they have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Well, you can count on him, can't you? He seems to knock down free throws.
Oh, how about that basketball, man? Wow. Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, it's startling that he'd even try that right now.
And we're
Now, presented by Sprint.
welcome.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back as we return here at the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles.
You know, a big part of why the Spurs were so good last season, guys, was that they were able to finish games strong. You think a group of vets might run out of gas, but the opposite was true with this group. They turned it up down the stretch and were one of the most productive teams in the league in terms of fourth quarter points.
Gets the bucket. And Clark and Steve, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither side really able to create much of a cushion at all. So, which team can make a little run here? We'll see.
Outside, Green. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
I like that. Attack and create the contact.
Very nearly had an and-one opportunity there. Good aggressive move.
He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Well, Clark, a big part of why the Spurs were so good last year in the fourth was because they have so many options when possessions, Steve, start getting critical and the game is tight.
Well, no question. You've got Parker to create off the dribble. You can always throw it into the low post to Duncan. But on top of that, you've got a roster full of guys who understand how to play the game and know how to play each other. Just the experience that this group has gained together over the years, I think allows them to execute under pressure.
This looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Now, I don't know, Park. I think there might be even more defense in warm-ups. I mean, this is kind of embarrassing.
Lakers trail by 6. Kobe attacking.
One of the things with Kobe, he said he's gotten a lot more blunt and honest with his remarks. You see it on Twitter, you see it in his post-game interviews. I mean, he is not shy when it comes to really critiquing other teams and players in this league.
About 1 minute played here in the second half. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That's foul number 2 for him. It's stolen by Hill.
Boy, good work there in getting the hand in there to come up with that steal. Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities, that's what it's all about.
So it's San Antonio now after the basket by Los Angeles. Clock at 6. Parker dishes to Leonard. Lets it go from deep. That's good. Leonard's got 9 points in the quarter. Well, as you said with Kobe, he seems more comfortable saying whatever on his mind now, and that's gotten him in some questionable situations, Clark, with his teammates.
Well, it is a gray area when you talk about, actually, there's a pretty strict policy on tweeting or engaging in social media during games. But you do like the fact that Kobe is stretching out a little bit in that regard. You don't always agree with what he says, but I think he backs up a lot of his opinion.
He knows the game.
Yes, he does.
The guy is as smart as they come on the floor.
No question.
And Leonard gets it to go.
The more touches he gets, the more this lead will grow. He has just been unconscious this quarter.
Kobe attacking, and it's blocked by Duncan. Dishes it to Parker. All alone. Here's Leonard, goes back up, and that's 2 points on the layup. Now it's a 7-point San Antonio lead.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Here is Nash. He's got 5. The tray. Again, the miss by Kobe. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. Here's Leonard. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Leonard's got 18 points in the game.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
The Spurs have always been very mindful of resting key players during the regular season. Some of it has to do with the age of their players. Some of it is regarding talent because they knew they were a playoff team most years. And you look at the research, there is something to be said for not playing guys when they're fatigued because injuries are more likely if you play tired.
Parker passes to Green. Rebound Hill. Lakers trail by 7. And Kobe, here we go. And that is good. Kobe's got 6 points in the quarter. And back to the Spurs and their strategy of resting their star players, not without some controversy. NBA, as you may recall, fined the Spurs and Coach Popovich for sitting all their starting players for a nationally televised game back in November.
Well, it was their 4th game in 5 nights, and Pop wanted to rest some of their guys because of just the nature of their schedule. But I think the problem was he didn't give the league advance warning. In that game against Miami, when he rested those 3 players, he actually sent them home. And I think that was a little shot at the league. And that's why there was a problem, and that's why the Spurs and Popovich ended up getting fined.
San Antonio leading by 3. Parker kicks to Duncan. Defended by Sacre. Back to Parker. Looking to get back on track here. And it's blocked by Sacre. Outside, Kobe. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. Nash has got assist number 5 here tonight. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Lakers.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
And here are the Lakers. They've got an 8-0 run. On the basket by Kobe.
All the buckets he's poured in today have put them in a terrific position heading into the stretch.
Parker up top, defended by Nash. And here's Splitter. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Parker. Double team on Parker. Green. Releases from the wing and drills it. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
And he's someone the defense has to keep track of at all times because, you know, even when he doesn't have the ball, he moves so well without it. He's constantly a threat to catch and shoot.
I've also got to say, Steve, that I really like how he's able to adapt defensively to really whatever the situation is. There are a number of ways he can come at you at that end of the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Splitter. Diaw comes in for Tim Duncan. And it's Ginobili in for Daniel Green. Now here's Parker. Bonner dishes to Leonard. And he jams it with authority.
Now this is why the breakaway rim was invented. For plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
It's a great dunk and also a great game we've got here.
For San Antonio, they've gone 8 of 13 on shot. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
These two teams, guys, look so evenly matched to me. I think this could go right down to the wire.
And it's good. And it's 6 points for Hill.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Here's Leonard, and it's good on the assist by Parker. And now it's up to 25 points for Kawhi Leonard. Here's Kobe, Stephen Ginobili. That concludes the third quarter. It continued. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
You know, one of the big stories has been the three ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
Here's Meeks. Rejected by Bellinelli. That drops. Kooman's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Lakers.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
Kawhi Leonard is checked in for the Spurs. The Lakers trail. Blake passes to Meeks. The feed to Gasol. Knocks it loose. They're running. Here's Leonard. The rebound by Johnson.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
Jacks up a three. And the Lakers with another miss. San Antonio's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all.
And now both of these clubs really in a groove here.
Already a high-scoring game, but it has become an offensive showcase down the stretch.
And finished off by Gasol. This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the Duke continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
Look how frustrated Steve is over here.
I just, you know what, come on, I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up there. I mean, he threw it down with force.
Now here's Johnson. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Here's Kaman, and there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Kaman's got 4 points in the quarter.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
And the basket by Diop.
Well, they're in great position here, and it's thanks in large part to their three-point shooting.
You called that right. They are lighting it up from behind the arc this half.
Took him no time at all on that one. And the Lakers lead by 1.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. The game's still in question, but he told his players, guys, this is when it's fun, right? Time is winding down. A close game. This is where you show the preparation and the time you put in. Kevin, we'll see if they respond.
And thank you for that, Doris.
You know, for Pau Gasol, calling last year a rough year might be an understatement. He fought off an injury and tried to find a role on a team that was in transition. A year like that can really take a lot out of a guy.
And Steve, for Pau Gasol, he dealt with knee tendonitis from the first day of the season, then a concussion, torn plantar fascia. I mean, he just had one setback, it seemed, health-wise after another.
It was just that kind of season which symbolized the fate of his Lakers, too. They just never seemed to get it going until it was too late. But, you know, with Gasol, we're talking about a guy who's remained effective for a long time in his career. And when you have that kind of skill level, I think your game can translate as you get older.
Here's Parker. After the made shot from Meeks. Outside, Ginobili. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got 5 assists tonight. Blake gets to Gasol. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Gasol's got 6 here in this quarter.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Parker. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
You know, he's not the most flashy point guard out there, and you don't hear his name when people talk about the best point guards in the game, but I think Parker is one of the best in the business when it comes right down to it. He's able to do so many things out there for you, and just had a dominant season for the Spurs a year ago.
Steve, Parker's fearlessness going to the hoop is what makes him such a devastating player in crunch time. Often you'll see him go right into a bigger guy, take the contact, and still find a way to finish the play.
And the call will be against Robert Sacco. That's his first foul. Parker inside, defended by Nash. Here's Splitter. Tries again, and it's good on the way up. And the Spurs lead by 1.
You know, something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound totals are almost identical.
No separation there, not yet anyway. Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
In a crucial spot, he is always so solid at the line. He rarely wastes those opportunities.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're losing by 2. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Wesley Johnson's checked in for Nick Young. Parker with it. Guarded now by Nash. Nash against Parker. Parker off the pick from Splitter. Duncan dishes to Leonard. And the layup is good. Leonard's got 27 points.
He's been a different guy in the second half, guys. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Kobe attacking. And there's another one for the Lakers.
And it feels like the energy was just picked up big time here. Both teams now feeding off each other's intensity.
I don't know what was said in the locker rooms at halftime, Steve, but it's obvious both sides have responded well.
Good solid defense on the perimeter there, challenging the shot and not fouling.
Even the best shooters can be bothered by his defense.
He is just eating this team alive with his offense. It's been a matchup nightmare.
Here's Parker. Following the basket by Kobe Bryant. And the call goes against Wesley Johnson. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But, you know, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
Now here's Leonard. Back to Ginobili. Kicks it to Leonard. Shot clock at 6. Ginobili. Reflected by Hill. Here's Duncan. The rebound by Johnson. LA has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Kobe against Ginobili. And here's Nash outside. It's rebounded by Splitter.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Ginobili the pass to Duncan. Yes! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Watch out now. Duncan is caught fire.
And so they foul intentionally. It's the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
2-possession game now, guys. Some very important free throws there.
26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Ginobili, nails it, and he has brought them to within 2 points.
Oh, what a clutch shot. That could be the difference maker.
Big, big moment in this game.
And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Yeah, you got to freeze the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
A few misses at the line, and they're in good shape.
And he is unable to get the second one. And here is Parker.
And a chance here to send it into overtime.
Need a 3.
Right between the eyes. And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer. Los Angeles calls timeout. It's stolen by Duncan. Parker drives in. Count it! For 3, Kobe. Oh, he
Doesn't knock it down. Right at the hole.
Nothing but zeros on the clock as he drains the winner. What a finish.
And he never had a doubt. He was celebrating the moment it left his hand.
And so it's the Lakers who come out on top here. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome, but maybe not so much with the margin.
Well, that'll do it. For Dorisburg, Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Kobe Bryant.